Googled or ChatGPT or anything. The difference between a Scrum Master and a project manager. So you as a Scrum Master, you need to know what you are in for, but at times, find out that you are doing both. So a Scrum Master and a project manager are quite different. But you find out that most time when you are employed as a Scrum Master, your job overlap. They give you responsibility of a project manager, but it is what it is. It is so for a project manager, is person is responsible for the project success, scope, schedule, cost. While the program master, sorry, Scrum Master is responsible for the teams. Like we said, Scrum Master is the team optimizer. So he's responsible for the team's continuous improvement and performance increase through agile principles and practices. There are times they will tell you to come and do costing, they'll tell you to come and do, depending on how big the organization is. If the organization is small, you find yourself doing more. But if it's big that they have all their departments, then they say. So the project manager is driven by results and drives results, directs the work of others, while the Scrum Master guides and facilitates, leads implicatly. That's lead from behind, lead without being seen. How that is done, it's not left for you. It's quite easy to say those lead without being seen, lead this one down. But by the time you get on the job, find out that there are men. Most times you need to stamp your feet. You need to stamp some kind of this thing that okay. Not that you say you are in charge, but you have to take the lead and lead, not just trying to assist this thing. Like today, we rounded up our BRP, call it BRP, big room planning. Big room planning is done in scale agile, where we have 30, not even 30, yeah. We have four groups, 30 teams, call them squad, coming together to deliberate and break down what we're going to do. We're all working on one product, car. The car coming out in 2029. Right. So today is one of the quarterly review that we do. No, we've done the quarterly review. Now we're doing the big room planning for the next quarter. So every quarter we plan for six sprints. So it was kind of the other Scrum Master that was there. I had to just take it on and then led. I think nothing like being non-visible at the same. Yeah, but that's what it is. And we were saying, we hope that this company they will kind of learn, because everything is looking like kind of slow. But so the project manager tell the team what to do. Why the Scrum Master asks the team what they think should be done. Ask the team what they think will be the best. So the Scrum Master, even if he has the idea, even if he knows what they will do, he will only suggest. We will not tell them do this, do this. We ask them, have you tried this? Can we do this? But the project manager will say, no, this is the method we are going to use. The Scrum Master will say, no, we've tried that. Can we try this? Can we try this? And let's see. So because the product manager is just all about the product. The product doesn't care either if people are wounded along the way or whatever. Doesn't care whether the best practice. Just want to get results. Either the practice is hurting the people, you might not care. On the other hand, the Scrum Master is about best practice, best way of doing things, sustainable way, and then also getting results. The Scrum Master is not throwing the result away, he's not throwing the quality, but he just like taking it in another direction. Is team focused, while the product manager is product focused. The program manager controls and stick to plan. Yeah, that's what product manager do. That's like old-fashioned way of doing things, the traditional way, like the waterfall way. They stick to plan. While the Scrum Master try to enable the team to deliver value within consistently changing environment. So the what have you now has just focus on, see, it's all about the product. Once we are using this method, that's what the method that he thinks that is the best is what it makes the team to undertake. Whereas it's supposed to be interaction and individuals over processes and tools. And then it solves issue. The program manager solves issue. Try to solve issue, this thing. And it's not all issues you can solve. But the Scrum Master creates environment for self-organization. We mentioned self-organization
Yes.
Before, whereby even creating that self-organization result into solving issues. But the project manager is all about issues. He doesn't care about the environment or the people. At the end of the day, find out that the best option is to let the people dictate, is to let the people drive the whole process, is to let the people choose for themselves how they will interact, what they will flow. And with that, they will be happy to do the work and issues will be resolved. The project manager involves in low level task direction, while the Scrum Master coach the team for high performance. So the project manager is all about the task, dividing it to the low level, whatever it may be, push it down on them. While the Scrum Master tries to coach the team for high performance, he might not know the main job they are doing, but we'd like to see how they're performing on it and how you can get better. So in a nutshell, those are the kind of differences between the project manager or the Scrum Master. So it now depends on which one you want to, or not which one, where you find yourself. You can find yourself midway, and some are lucky to just find themselves actively playing the role of a Scrum Master.
So what it means is that you may be employed as a Scrum Master, but still, yes, the company will put you at the corner where you take the responsibility as the project manager.
Yes, it does happen. It does happen. Like now, I'm developing plans, doing those things for our team. So we're trying to set up even another team. I'm the one involved. There's a product owner, but I'm the one. Both of us are the one bringing out the the key papers that we're going to use to form the team. That's what it is. So I can't say no. My own is once the team is formed and this is no. So it's just looking at the organization because it's just cuts across like that. So as the Scrum Master, you be open-minded. I think that's what I wanted to pick from. But these are just extra slides I used to keep at the bottom of my. And one last one. So here, in one of our cohorts, we calculated the meeting time. Should I say meeting time? Meeting time. I will have given you this as an assignment. I forgot last time. I used to give them.
Sorry. Yeah.
So it is assumed that you should spend less than 20% of your of your total work hour in meeting in a sprint. So we calculated what it is. So if your sprint is 2 weeks, that's assuming 10 days, five working days. And in those 5 working days, you have 8 working hours, supposedly from 9 to 5, 8 to 4, what have you,
Yeah.
making a total of 80. Sprint planning is a maximum of 4 hours for these 2 week sprints. Daily Scrum is 15 minutes per day times 10. That's 150 minutes. That's 2.5 hours. Review is 3 hours. Retro is 1.5 hours. So if you add all of these
Yeah.
and you divide it by 80, so we're not even supposed to divide by 80 because we can't assume that we'll be working for the 80 hours. So if we divide it by 70, let's see what that one will give. Because if it's 80 hours, all these are just assumptions because Scrum does not want you, because it's in need that we want to reduce the meeting time. So in every sprint cycle, you shouldn't use more than 20% of your whole time to have meeting. 11 divided by 70 times 100. So if we do it over 70, that would give us 15.7. So it's still less than 20. It's still less than 20%. So you can also do it on your own. Also do it and see. So this is what, even when you're using 3 weeks, 4 weeks, everything. So you're using 3 weeks, this will not change, no matter the kind of this thing, with all the other ones will change. So I think that's that about that. We've gone through this. So today we are looking at another of the framework. Another we have looked at Scrum. So we're looking at Kanban today. So as a Scrum Master, you can also find yourself in an environment that are deploying using the Kanban framework. So when people hear Kanban, they are just of the opinion that it's just a board, which typically, yeah, we can say it is just a board. But it is more than a board. It is more than just a board. So today we're just going to run through Kanban so that we have maybe another perspective of what Kanban is, so that when discussion around it come, you can have a say. You can have your own say in it. You're not just looking at Kanban. You just stop at saying Kanban is just a board and this thing. Kanban is a comprehensive framework that evolved even before Scrum. Even before Scrum, yeah. So what is Kanban? Kanban is a Japanese word. It's a Japanese word that stands for signboard. So it's a visual workflow management system designed to help team visualize their work. So the main core idea behind Kanban is visualization. We see what we're doing per time. And then we want to maximize efficiency and improve continuous delivery. We want to improve continuous delivery. And it's been made popular. Okay, so Kanban is a strategy for optimizing the flow of value through a process that uses a virtual work in progress limited pool system. The Kanban guide for 2000. I think, was it 2000? Okay, just the Kanban guide. So there's also Kanban guide, just as we have Scrum guide. I
Okay.
think I will copy. I've not even read that Kanban guide to be honest with you. I've just
So, but
glanced.
do you apply Kanban?
Yeah, so yeah, I've in my previous team, they were doing Scrum, but typically you know that it's Kanban, and so that's the thing. We all need to see. They tell you we are Scrum team, but ultimately it's Kanban because what happened is the pool of work. We do planning, we do everything, we do story pointing, but nothing is done on the board until the last day, just because it's business as usual.
Mm.
So Kanban is about business as usual. So for example, take Sky. Maybe Sky, people phone in to Sky. They want to our cable is bad. Somebody phone in, our system is down, this one and this one. They will not bring all those cards together, all those complaints. Find out that they will not give them time when they come. It's not immediately that they'll come. So it's when engineers are available to pull those tickets that they give them time. We will deal with you on so day. And what they do again is they will have a pool of complaint from one particular area, and they'll give it to um, the an engineer. So consider Kanban something like that, right? How it was used then is more like we're producing a car. So somebody is fitting the door, somebody is fitting the door. So if there are 10 doors, there are 10 doors. So as they're fitting the door, on the seventh door, there will be a card that says it's time for replenishment. It's time to replenish. It will be put there. So you take that card and then you go and put it on the board of where they are going bring to bring new doors. So before you now finish with those one, other ones will come. And on the seventh one again, in those ones that you put, that card will repeat itself like that. But I think we have something. So it requires full transparency. So as I said, Kanban is Kan plus Ban, which is signboard. Signboard. Signboard in Japanese. And it's more of pull. So even Kanban is said to be more flexible than Scrum, that is more popular than Kanban, because it allows for flexibility, it allows for even more transparency, yeah. And it's typically pull rather than push. What that means is that when Scrum you do planning and everything, you now push your ticket in this, but no, this one is it's only when the next person is ready that he pulls your ticket, he pulls the ticket in to do it. We'll see more of that as we go. So it requires full transparency between team members and a realistic optimization of the tasks to maximize efficiency, transparency. This transparency comes through a visual representation. We talk about visual. It's all about the visual when it comes to these guys. It's all about visualization, seeing what we're doing per time. Central to definition of Kanban is the concept of flow. Yes, and then we have the concept of flow. So central to it is how it's flowing. This is the flow. Then everybody sees it as it's flowing. So it's flowing from here to here to here to here to here. So this is how it was being used. Then developed by
Toyota.
Taichi Ono at Toyota in the 1940s. Designed after the shelf stacking techniques used by supermarkets. So again, supermarkets use this for stacking their shelf. So when items have been bought, and then as the thing is coming to an end, there's a system that we put in place. You can see the cards. You need to take the card to say, okay, this will soon finish. We don't want it to finish before we replenish. So demand control system where replenishment happen based on market condition. If those things are not bought, there won't be replenishment. Here again, it's talking about pull rather than push. Use of visual signals was so that's when it was used then. But now it's been modelized and then so here is the push and pull. So the push, like we have in Scrum, where we put all our workload, put them in the sprint backlog. So, but in Kanban, it's one after the other, after the other, after the other. There is no sprint backlog where all the works come together. It's just one push, pull, pull, pull till we get it done.
Sorry. I'm struggling to understand this. It does not really sink in.
Okay.
Yeah, when you say I understand the one of push. The push is that you bring out what you want, put it in a place and start working on it. And remember, you also use this word push and pull. We're talking
Okay.
about customers, relationship, and all those things. Customers telling you what they want, so you are pulling, and then you don't consult the customers before you produce what you want to produce. You just push it into the market. That is push. My message was going there. I could not understand this. This pull you put down here, I'm just trying to understand what you mean. Is it the same product that this particular product you are doing this? I don't understand.
Okay, now you've explained the concept of push and pull when it
Mm,
comes to the outside market with
mm,
this thing. So think about that too in here within our team,
mhm,
within a team. So it's you don't push things on us
mhm,
as the developers, but here there are no developers. It's just a team.
mm,
You soon get to that. So you don't say, okay, this is what we're going to do, or even we don't say this is what we are going to do. It is when this person here is
mhm,
available to pull this that
mm.
yes, this is one item. All
Mhm.
these items are the same thing. So you start
Okay,
from here. So when this person is ready to pull, you pull. When
I'll
this
work
person
on
is
it.
ready, yes, you work on it. You work on it. You work on it.
Okay, this is so this particular thing you put in here is just circulating within the team. It's not
Yes.
something. Yeah, okay, cool.
So
Ah,
it's just this same item that has been pull till you get there. So
okay,
you will see better diagrams when we as we go on.
all right.
So you can see here now. This is our Kanban
Mhm.
board typically. So it's the concept of pull. So this is a product flow or workflow that I talk about. And then here are the items that we want to do. So there's been customer A has complained this, customer B, customer C. or work item A, work item B, work item C. So the first column is development. This same one is coming here. This one is coming here.
Mhm.
So the person works on it and it's now done.
Okay.
So once it's done, it stays here until when this person that's doing this wants to get it, you will now pull it
Okay.
in. And then once it's
Finish his
done,
own.
yeah, finish his own, this tester will pull it in like that, like that. So this one ticket, we go,
Yeah.
and then come here.
Yeah.
So unlike in sprint, when we have the whole of these, we work on them as we go.
Yeah.
But this one, each of them goes on their own. So you will not ask yourself, so if that is the case, won't it bring about laziness? Won't it bring about traffic jam? So that's where we now have this guy. 3, 3, 2, 1, which we'll talk
Wow.
about later. So that's what we call WIP limit. So we now said at no time should there be more than three tickets here. This guy, don't allow this guy to have 4 tickets here. This guy, don't allow this person to have more than 3 tickets here. If this thing goes to 3 and it goes to 4, this place will become red. Or anything that they have said, or alarm will blow. So it keeps everybody in check that this guy is not lazing around. Do you understand?
Yeah.
We'll see more example and more
Yeah.
explanation. Don't worry.
What I'm thinking about that, it will also make people who can work efficiently and very fast, that they have a high velocity in terms of what they will do. They cannot work to the uttermost. They can maximize that particular, yeah, their capability, because left for them, they can do 4 where others are doing 3. But because the maximum is 3, when they reach 3, they will slow down, waiting for others to pull before they will push their.
Yes, so that again, without you set explicit. So when we get there, you say
Okay. Okay.
all of these will not allow you to just be lazy, because we'll set explicit rules that will guide us.
Mm.
So this 3 that is coming in here doesn't
Mm.
make this person to, because this person is also on the alert, pulling. This person will not wait. So if there's any waiting along the path, we will need to see what is happening. Let's carry on. So this is another illustration. So we have pending, analysis, development, test, and this is. So these ones are pending. So by the time they start, this person start analyzing them and start doing them. So at all point, it should not be more than 3. Then this guy will make sure that he's not allowing, it's not this guy's listen to see that it's just only 3. The person will be working normally. If he makes it to be 4, it will not be his fault.
Mm.
It will be this person's fault,
Yeah, who did not pull?
supposedly. Yes. And then we now need to know what happened, why. So what do we need to do? And then we go
Add more
on
person.
like that. So Kanban principle. So Kanban exists on 4 principles. And one of the principles is start with what you know now. So start with what you know now. Start with what you know. What does that mean? That's
Start with what you know.
start with what you know. Yeah, just like in Scrum, it's about empirism.
If you
What?
know, are you reading from what you have here? Do now. Oh, no.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Start with what you do know.
What you do know, okay.
It's supposed to be
Okay.
start
Start
with what
with
you do
what
now.
you do now.
Now
What you
and what
do
you know
now.
now.
Okay,
So
what you
what you are
what
doing
you
now, what you do now.
uh-huh.
Yeah, so you are starting with what you know now. You're starting with what you are doing now. So whatever you are doing now is what you know now.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yes. So start with what you do now. Start with what you know now. So for example, we know that an area they've called for um uh their network is down. Then we know that in that area they have they have um the the area has a lot of outages. Why? Because of the network there is all it's all bad. So with that, we're starting with what we do now, and we're starting with what we know now about the area. Then the next one says respect the current process.
Sorry, please. Sorry, let me start with what you do now. Is it that you don't need to give any possibility, anything you can do? Is that what it means? Anything you can do in that challenge or in that way, in that job, whatever thing you know you can do, you do it immediately. Or that means you don't need to go and do more research, know everything about it before you come to it. Is that what you're trying to say?
So just like we have in Scrum, what
Mhm.
you have at hand
Mhm.
is what
You start with.
is what you start with.
Okay.
Start with what you do now. No need for drastic change. No need for
Okay.
reinventing the wheel.
Okay. Okay. So what you do now, what you know,
So
do now.
Kanban can be implemented on the existing processes. So
Okay.
Kanban itself in all these things it doesn't work alone. Kanban has been known not to work alone. Kanban is always or in conjunction with other processes. So whatever you are doing now, keep doing it and continue to now be more transparent. See how you can now include the Kanban workflow because already, if you are using a board, you're already using part of Kanban. So no need for drastic change. No need to wipe the whole slate clean because you want to deploy using Kanban. Then does that make sense or do
Yeah, it
you
makes sense. It makes sense.
you're not sure?
Yeah, I know. I'm not sure. I got a little glimpse, but it has not. It's not well defined to me. And I think I'm not getting it the way I used to grab other ones. Well, you mentioned some things. Some of the illustrations you make is what helped me to understand it better. For instance, um, um, like you said in the board, you want to put some things to the board. Others are the board are busy, whatever. With that little space you have there, start what you're doing. Just keep doing without trying to make every condition suitable before you
Yes.
start working.
If you nail it, without trying to make every condition suitable.
Okay.
Yeah. So start with what you do now and start with what you know. And then you proceed. It's all about continuous improvement. It's all about iteration as well here.
Station.
So the other one says respect current rules process, responsibility, and titles. So here you may do with title, because Kanban is not is on like Scrum where the title is not necessary, but here there may be titles included that where, to be honest with you, I've not worked in Kanban team before with title or this in every, it's just so no force role change. Kanban integrates with existing team structures. So it says respect the current process, just like it's also just buttressing this one again. Respect the current process. The roles within those process, roles and titles are almost like the same thing. And in fact, these three things are saying the same thing to me: roles, responsibility, and titles. Maybe we do assignment to see what's the difference, what's the difference between roles, responsibility, and titles. So there are roles, there are responsibility and titles. So just respect them, and then we're going to have a good time.
I
Then the
think,
third,
yeah, sorry, please. That second one has a little bit of one's part of one in it. When they say respect the current process, you don't need to change the process. Keep it the way it was, maintain everything. You may have a better way to do it, but just start with that. Do it the way it is.
yes.
Not trying to change the status quo or change the process.
Then the third one says agree to pursue incremental evolutionary change. Almost like negating what these two has been saying. But that's what it is. So agree to pursue incremental. That's key there. Incremental. So just like we said, start with what you do know. So now you need to now agree for incremental changes, not a giant leap, but a small step at a
Could
time.
that also be like, because in this process they say respect the current process. That is a process that has been existing. You keep it, just maintain that
They
process,
don't say
the
maintain, they
rules
say
and that.
respect it.
No,
That doesn't
yeah,
mean that
yeah,
that doesn't
yeah,
mean that you cannot do away with it. If there's a need, you do it.
no, I mean, I'm trying to tie them where they may be, aligning together. Yeah, they ask you to respect it. Just means, keep it the way it is. For instance, leave it, let it be doing. And in this place, he say agree to pursue. Could it be at the point where you were told? Because this time agree, you were asked to do to make the little incremental. You don't say, no, I cannot, because you are asked to do it. You have to agree to do that incremental evolution
Yeah. So
or evolutionary change.
right for time, you have it at the back of your mind that you are going to have the increment.
Increment. Okay.
But there's a process in place. So you need to respect that process. Part of respecting the process to me might be doing away with the process that may not give the value that you want to add now.
Okay.
But the way you now do it with it doesn't mean that you now come in and say, get out, get out. You say,
Okay.
oh, bros, you have been serving also, but times have changed. We need to move ahead. We respect you with this. We can keep you in the archive. We can keep you in the dustbin of history. But I know I'm just joking. So,
Yeah.
so that's what it just means, that you don't just come in to want to change everything.
Everything. Yeah.
Then number 4 says, with leadership at every level, encourage the leadership at every level. At every level, encourage leadership. And Pastor, sorry to bring Pastor this in here, Pastor Sam is one of the people that I like to follow concerning leadership.
Yeah.
Leaders are the people that bring leaders, not the people that bring followers. For you to be consider yourself as a leader, you have led other people to lead other people to lead other people. So at all levels, encourage leadership, bring about leadership. Let everybody be leaders in their own respective way, so that we can work together. Even while we are all leaders, we can all work together. Everyone in the organization should contribute to the continuous improvement. By contributing to the continuous improvement, you are proving to be a leader in your own aspect, no matter what it is. Even if you are a cleaner, you are cleaning with dignity. You're a leader in that aspect. If you are an automation guy, you are doing your work with the whole strength that you have. You are bringing about leadership. I think there are some that I used to add focus on customer needs and expectation. It's, you see, if you Google, you'll see, I think, yes, so there's one that they used to have again, but focus on customer needs and expectation. I think another one that have been added. So you focus in all of this, you focus on the customer need while you are doing what you do now. You are respecting the process. You are agreeing to pursue an incremental evolutionary change, and you are making leaders of leaders at all these things. But the core of it, just as we have in Scrum, is customer satisfaction. Customer,
Yes.
in doing all of these, are we satisfying our customer, or are we just boosting our ego? Are we just waiting around? So if customers are not satisfied, we are just nowhere. Just as one of the
Yeah.
principles of Agile says, customer satisfaction is the primary measure. Yeah, working software is the primary measure of progress. So
Yes.
working software
Working
is
software.
the one that will satisfy the customer.
Yeah.
Right. So that's just basic, which we don't need to cram. We don't need to do anything about it. Then we now have Kanban best practices. Kanban best practice. So how do you take on Kanban way of worship? Sorry, worship. Way of deploying. So we've been talking about visualization. Visualization scene. Let me see. I think okay, this we explain it here. So we have visualization, limit work in progress, manage workflow, maintain explicit rules. So I talk about this as well the other time. Study and implement feedback. So let's see the explanation. So visualization. Visualize your work with Kanban. So Kanban is all about visualization. So say all of this, you'll be seeing this card will contain stories, we contain number, we contain everything that I will make. Once you say this card, you will know what it's all about. That is visualization. Though all other listen to employees that, but Kanban stresses that as very well. As you can see here, it's all about visualization. So here, if you don't see this, you don't know what to do. So all the cards, they contain specific instructions. Tomato, weight, everything that contains that you're going to replenish 20 pieces, 100 pieces, and this thing. At a glance, you are seeing it. So it's about visualization. You can analyze, improve, and control your Kanban process by continually measuring it and making it visible to your entire Kanban team and business stakeholders, just as we have in Scrum. So you make it visible to all. It's transparent. It's transparent and is measurable, and everybody sees it so that we can continually improve. Then limit work in progress, WIP. I talk about limiting work in progress.
Yeah, work in
So
progress.
yeah, so what that means is that on every column, we come and we have a meeting as a team and say, okay, for each of these column, what would be the limit of work that we want to have here, 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 here. Here may not even need, it may not need here because once everything is coming,
They're done.
they're done. So, but here, and even here at times, you may not need, but these guys in between. But that doesn't mean that these are just the three this thing. So you can have
Yeah.
any kind of this thing here. Here we have analysis, deployment, and test. You can have different. So here we have development, code review, testing, deployment, development. So you can have any this in the back. The team needs to come together and agree on the WIP limit, and they will give reasons for that. That in this this column, we want there to be at least there should not be more than 5 cards or 6 cards based on this, based on that, and then we all agree, and then each person in the column, we make sure that they are not allowing the column before them to go overboard, to get above the work in progress limit. And then
I wanted to ask, sorry, the card, we've talked about card, and the card
yes,
must to specify, must to list out everything that needs to be known about it, why it is there, whatever it represents visually. Then that card, does it represent individual projects or different tasks?
it's not project, it's
In
tax.
it's tax, okay, tax.
Yes,
Fantastic.
it's not one
So
project per card,
yeah,
it's tax. So those that
tax,
we
okay.
have here, you can see this board. You can't say a whole this one, this is just the analysis phase. So it's concerning a project, but this is a task concerning the project. This card is now we're analyzing this task, and it might be a project as well, depending on what you are doing. If the project is small and it can be a card per project, yes, why not? It can be a card per project if the project is small, and in most cases, yeah, it's usually, we can't say per project, per deliverable, because within a project there are many deliverables. Some deliverable will just take 1 day, some deliverable will take 2 days. So for example, I want to onboard onboard new members, so I can raise a card for that and say I'm onboarding new members within the overarching project. So we are setting up a
What
project
is
now.
on board? What is on board, please?
Onboard
New
means you
member.
are
Put them on
introducing
board.
them. You are
Okay,
introducing
on
them
board.
to you are onboarding them. You are bringing them over. Yeah, I
The
think
team.
somebody just joined the company,
Hmm.
and you are showing them this is what you do, this is how to do
Okay,
it,
on board.
this is what you do here. So that's
On board.
what we call on board.
Okay.
So
So yeah, thank you for that that thing you answered, because it was so here, because why I asked you that question, I was just looking at, because one of the reasons that could make this particular work in progress to be large or something like that, have an overflow, could be as a result of, because a result of, if it is a project, some projects are huge projects. If it is a task, and like the Scrum has in that particular sprint, it has what it can accommodate, what they can do, the developers, know what they can do. They know the rate which they can finish it. Because if we list something on that card, and if it happens to be something very huge and time demanded, it can also prolong the pulling of that card to the respective teams.
Yes. So that's why we now, okay, we'll get there. In
Okay,
that
okay,
case, you
okay,
will be looking at what we call this guy,
okay,
aging. So,
okay,
and then
okay.
so the next one is to make explicit policies. So in Kanban, we make policies as we go. We make rules and norms of Kanban process need to be agreed in consensus, clearly defined and publicized. So we will say, okay, this is our working limit, this is how we are working, this is how we are working, this is how we're going to work. And then we put it for everybody to see.
See.
And then if there's any reason for us to change it, we come back again and have a
Okay.
meeting and then we change it. And there must be a good reason for us as a team to why we want it changed. Then manage Kanban flow rather than focusing on keeping people busy. So that's what we're talking about. It's not just about keeping people busy. It's not just talking about the number, but are we delivering value?
Yeah.
Are we delivering value? Not just to run. Oh, I don't want this guy
What more than this?
to get to five cards before this.
Well, I'm
No,
saying one.
yeah. So it's all
Just rush
about
it.
delivering value at the end of the day, which is our throughput. It's all about delivering value. So are we delivering value? And then implement. So Kanban is very good at feedback loops. Unlike in Scrum, where the feedback loop might be 1 week, 2 weeks. So feedback loop in Kanban can be very frequent. So for example, if there's need, this card pushes through, comes here, comes here, comes here, comes here, comes here, comes here. We can have a feedback on that just card, not on when we wait on all of them. When we get feedback on that card, we can use that to improve how all others flow. And then when anyone comes here as well, if there's need for feedback and this thing, then we get the feedback again. We use it to work. In like Scrum, you have to wait for a cycle. You have to wait for a sprint. But in Kanban, they don't wait for a sprint. Once, even though it's today that the card gets there, another card get there today again. You can have feedback, and it doesn't mean that the buyer or the stakeholder must be there. If they are there, fine. But Kanban is kind of silent on that. But frequent feedback. So implement Kanban feedback loops to measure outcomes of Kanban process will provide the required input for continuous improvement. So the feedback that we get will be fed into the system again, that will help us to get better at
Yeah.
what we do. So Kanban concept and metrics now. So we have some metrics that are being measured in Kanban, just as we have in Scrum, where we have velocity and what have you. So we mentioned that if not. So here, Kanban is all about cycle time. We have cycle time. We have lead time. That should have come together now. There's cycle time and there's lead time. Metric to measure 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's the same thing. So no, so we go from here. Work in progress. Yeah. So metrics to measure a Kanban workflow. So we have team throughput or throughput. Throughput is just like when we manufacture, when we a drop of water from the reservoir or from the water basin, flowing from there until it gets to the house of the person that we drink it and the person drinks it. That's what we call throughput. That one drop of water is a throughput. Do you understand? So let me try. So the number of Kanban cards the Kanban team delivers in a Kanban workflow in a given unit time interval. So the throughput is this card. This card you said
that has made it through.
Yeah, that's made it through. So if we come here, that's one throughput. Do you understand?
Yeah.
This one too, come here, that's true throughput. So if we now say a team throughput, we will now calculate it over a period of time, a given unit of time in a team, and then you can have individual throughput. So that will give us the count of work that has been done per time. Yeah. Maybe 1 week, we say, oh, we've gotten 25 throughput.
Okay.
Yeah. So but those are just terms. They don't really. So when you are even deploying this, we will not be counting all those things. But
yeah,
is what
I am just thinking about this because like waterfall pass all of them. They pass through this process, and after which they form a complete deliverable. But like you said, when that is a throughput, should we say that at that point that is deliverable, or it needs to go to another circle again, or it has to wait for others to be a throughput before all of them will collectively form a deliverable?
So, like I told you, it is a deliverable at that point. It can be delivered if as in if what you're working on doesn't need to wait for orders. So, for example, if you are deploying, you want to manufacture a car, and you've done the tire. That's a throughput. Doesn't mean that you now need to give it to the customer. You can, if the customer so wants to say, put it in his house and be looking at it but it doesn't make sense. That's the throughput. But maybe we now need to wait for others. Then you now couple it together. Or throughput can be just you. The website is working, and you have part of what you are doing is to make sure is to help assist, is to get one of the clicking buttons to work. So once that is done, just that clicking, or you'll be able to do it. That's the throughput. You don't need to wait for other components to come through. Do you understand? So that those are two areas. So that's why I say you can have many throughput per day. Just we are working on just for this button to click. We're not, your website is to be delivered, but here our major priority, not major priority, what this one is doing is for the button to click. Maybe the button was not clicking before, and we're able to run the code, we're able to test it and everything, and you deploy it, and that's it.
Yeah.
Then we have work in progress. Work in progress is the number of Kanban card in work in progress state at different stage of development and delivery. So in each column, as you've seen, work in progress in each column. So this is work in progress. Work in progress limit here is 6. Work in progress limit here is 3. Work in progress limit here is 5. So in each column, at any point in time, it should not be more than 5 years. So says our explicit rules that we've chosen. So I think that's kind of straightforward. Then we have lead time and cycle time. So these are the ones that are really being used in Kanban. Lead time and cycle time. So let me see. I think there's a diagram here that says about it. So this is cycle time. Cycle time, I'm sure you will have done this as well. You have cycle time is the time that we start to work on that particular requirement. While the lead time is the time, is the total time where, so for example, when the customer call and say, oh, my cable is down, and this, we start to calculate the lead time from that time. But the cycle time is the time that the card is now being allocated to an engineer. All right, go and fix it, and they now start to when it's being deployed. So cycle time, lead time is from here to this place, while cycle time is from here to this place. I thought I had another diagram that shows it. Oh, she wanted to delete it. I had it too. Hope you understand.
The cycle time, does it represent the time from when it became, from the time when it became work in progress until the time when it is being done? From work,
Yes.
yeah, is that the cycle time?
Yeah, that is cycle time.
Then the lead time is
When we think we're going to do the work, and
okay,
when
the
we
lead
say we're
time.
going to do it.
I
So
used
that's
to
the
I
lead.
used to see there's a form I feel in my office, lead time. Lead time, I think it is allocated time for that job to be done. Allocated, it doesn't mean that is the time it will take.
Yes.
The second time is the real time it takes from this
Yes.
to this, while the
Yes.
lead time is allocated time it will be done.
Yes. Not the allocated time, but if okay, yeah, it can be the allocated time. But what about if the allocated time is now more than it now goes, or unless you are sure that the allocated time is what is the time that you are going to do it. So your allocated time might be as an assumption.
It's an assumption because it has not been done. It hasn't
Yes.
been done. Most
Yeah.
times,
So
that it's any contingencies can make it.
yes,
You will not be
exactly.
able to. Sometimes I was allocated a job to do in 2 days. I finish it in less than 1 day.
Yes.
So allocated time 2 days, but the second time is less than that.
Yes, exactly. So with that now, I think you should be you should be the teacher now. Let me be listening to you.
No, no. I'm saying because I used to feel it in the site,
I
and
know
they
now
use the
because
word lead time.
these are
Mm.
common terms. Yeah,
Uh,
that's what I said. So that's what it is here too in Kanban. So and these two Kanban used to doesn't joke with them, right? Try to calculate them. Yeah. So as to keep the workflow. Then another metric that is being is work item age. So like we were saying the other time, when the work is very big, and it stays in a column for too long. So work item age is the amount of time a Kanban card in work in progress state spent in Kanban work from the moment the Kanban team starts working on it until the moment of measurement. Long English there. I think I need to visit this slide. So here you can see this is the aging. So it's here. It was fresh. Let's say this one. It was fresh. Here it started to decay. It's supposed to spend um less than 2 hours here, but they're now spending 3 hours, 4 hours. So this is what is getting decayed here. And we take that seriously because it's going to hamper every other thing behind it. So there's need to watch out that cards are not aging beyond, are not spending more than they need to spend in every column, in every state of work. So even apart from this column that we're looking, just look at the real work, the real listen. If you are supposed to eat for 2 hours, you're eating for 3 hours. It's going to affect other things that you're supposed to do. So that's just like the work item aging. So you don't allow it. You got to keep it fresh. You want to keep it fresh. So that's why again it helps to curb being lazy or being um nonchalant or what have you. Then we have problems or impediment. So along there can be issues. Yeah. So it will not all the time smooth. There will be time where we have impediments. There will be time where we have problems. You can call it problem or impediment. And then this is the number of Kanban in Kanban workflow that cannot be processed or delivered due to blocking dependencies, planning, or any other types of error. So
like my equipment. Went to site, equipment refused to function properly.
That's an impediment.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I'm just trying to use what I do now to have a better understanding of it. So even
Yes,
if
yes,
yeah.
yes, that's what it is. So there can be some unforeseen circumstances, and there can be circumstances that are generated by people that we're working with. We need to deal with it. Teams should define clear policies on how they're going to work, so that when you violate the rule, you know that you are violated. Because they say where there are no rules, there's no
Order. There's no orderliness.
and where there are no rules, there are no offense.
Okay.
Everything
Yes.
goes.
Because yeah.
Mhm. So, but we need to set the rules according to. So this is what we do. This is what we are doing. This is what we are doing. So that you yourself you have it at the back of your mind. That, if I do this, I'll be going against the rule that we all agree to. Then again, feedback loop is coming in. So feedback is very important. Based on how frequently you want deliver value, that's throughput. The team can analyze metrics and make changes in Kanban flow. So we don't need to wait for unlike in Scrum, that we need to wait for retro, so we can quickly come together to say, look, this is not going according to how we want. We said 3-2-2, but we find out that every time there's like tendency of having 5 here. What do we do about it? We need to now recheck and say, okay, it's going to be 5. Let's put it 5, or we put 2 people there to help. So different things that can come in based depending on what we have at hand. Then this is how the Kanban system flow. We have our cycle time, work work age, work in progress age. We have work in progress WIP, and then we have our throughput. So that what makes the Kanban system cycle time, lead time, throughput. We can say this throughput to be our cycle time as well, or throughput can be lead time, because
throughput is it is it a function of time or that particular item or task that had been completed? Then we call it throughput. It's not a measure of time.
No,
But
it's not.
if we measure the time, it becomes a cycle time.
It's not a measure of time. No, it's not a
Okay.
measure of time. It's a measure of value that have been delivered.
Okay.
So if you have a drop of water that have been manufactured there,
Mm.
until it gets here and somebody is able to drink it, that's
Drink
throughput.
it. Yeah.
So it doesn't take care of it doesn't take regard of the time or
The
everything.
time.
It
Yeah.
is cycle time that take care of the
Time.
time.
Mm.
I think we've talked about this. So the work item age. We should watch out for the work item age. We don't want the team to our work to smell. Then the old concept
Awesome.
of Kanban is based on little law. I don't know little law myself, so I just give it out to people to go and do research by themselves.
Okay.
Cycle time and lead time. So cycle time, work in progress time, throughput are interrelated by little law. So little law says that cycle time is equal to work in progress. We divide by team throughput. So you can do more reading on this if you are interested. Me, I don't know. I just know
Yeah,
little law.
I think these are my area. These are my area. Calculations, all those things, my area.
Okay.
I will read them all. But I think I understand what the law is. I mean the cycle time or the
Yeah,
a
cycle
little
time.
law of one of those things like that.
Then meeting time in Kanban.
Mhm.
So typically we used to have this meeting time. Okay, then I used to give it
Yes.
as an assignment.
Okay.
But so you hear people say daily stand up, and they brought it to Scrum. It's actually daily stand up is for Kanban, while
Mhm.
Scrum is daily Scrum. But
Daily
now
scrum.
everybody have brought the meeting, so
Mhm.
there's daily stand up meeting, there's
Replenishment.
replenishment meeting, there's service delivery review meeting,
Review.
delivery planning meeting, risk review meeting, operational review meeting, strategy review meeting. That doesn't mean that you do all the meetings.
Meetings.
Yeah. But this daily stand up, it's one of the requirements, one of the meeting that was usually, and it's like 30 minutes. So again, you can read up on this.
Yeah.
Even now, so I'm sure they used to have they've incorporated retrospective, but yes. So advantage of Kanban. So whatever it is, they say it's less prescriptive and very flexible,
Mhm.
but don't break it. It promotes time efficiency and tax planning. So allows you to able to manage your time efficiently through work in progress limits and looking at your work item age. It reduces cost and wastage. So to a certain extent, it reduces cost because the team is just um, business as business as usual, and there's no wastage. There's no
Mm.
who is not doing the once it's just the flow, just continuous flow like that. But it cannot be used in some other projects as well. But the one that are going very well with it allows for wastages to be cut. Tasks in Kanban worked without disrupting the current work in progress. So just like we
Yes.
said, start with what you know. So each task have their own this thing. They are not dependent on each other to starting extent. In most cases, it's not start to finish. You can start one and then go to the other one. Start one, finish it, go to the other one, or start both together. And so depending on how you want it taken, then it promotes changes and continuous delivery and improvement. Yeah, so this part of this remain this continuous improvement, continuous delivery. You are delivering on the flow. Keep it going, keep the chain going, one item at a time, or two items at it can go. It enhances customer satisfaction. Yeah, so again, because of that feedback loop and because of that continuous delivery, it enhances customer can see their result early enough. So if you have your product backlog, you're able to distribute to say, okay, now this is what we're going to do. This one flow. Before you know what's happening, it gets to the end, customer is happy. Another one comes, the customer is happy. So supposedly, anyway, if you are delivering on good value. But there are concerns again within the system. Kanban control cannot be used as an independent tool. So you find out that whenever you're using Kanban is in combination with other workflow type, like Scrum, the popular one is Scrum and Kanban. So, and then lack of timing. So lack of timing again. So there are no prescribed time, 1 week, 2 weeks. It just flow as we go. But again, you can put that lack of timing, work in progress limit can help reduce that lack of timing. Whereby we've told ourselves that look, at every time in this column, there must be no more than this. So there's that pull. Everybody will tend to pull, and we get things done faster. The updates are essential continuously, just as we have it also in Scrum and using. You need to update, you need to know what's happening, you need to be current. Then lack of iteration. So I don't see why that's a big concern. If there's no lack of iteration, but we're delivering value. It's not everything that must be iterated.
Yeah.
But iterations are good anyway.
Yeah. And again, there was one something I mentioned earlier, which is also coming into my mind again. You see, because it is pull and pull and pull and pull, the person ahead of me that need to work on it before I work. Okay. And then perhaps the previous one I received, I pull from him and I finished it and I have finished it. Okay. Perhaps there's no other thing remaining there. There's no, in that my area, in that my team or whatever, there's no other thing that I'm doing. So what will I be doing? Will I be waiting for this person
So
to?
that's why we have explicit rules guiding us. So if that happens once, twice, then that means we need to change. We cannot just continue going on like that. That means there must be there's something that is happening. So we can't say, oh, I'm waiting, I'm wait. Once it gets to I'm waiting. No. We need to
That's it.
come. We need to
Yeah.
come together and say, okay, what can we do about this?
I have seen that. I used to own me and my brother, we used to own a factory where they produce clothing, innerwears, innerwears, pants and all those. So you see that this one is using what you call tapping to do the sew the waist, the final double line they do sew the pants like that, and that has to be weaved. Somebody doing the weaving, putting the rubber, had to finish it before, and then because as the person is putting the rubber, and this person will get up a little. Anyone he cut, he just do. He will cut it and do it, and he's just going up and down to the point I say, wait. He has to wait for this person to finish before it will come to her to do her own part. And that's also a kind of wasting of time, you know. So most times what we do, I'm just making a kind of thought. What we do, if we find any other that this one who is doing the test is very fast, because some people are skillful and they are well experienced, they can do things very fast than the person who they are pulling from. So they will double the person that he's pulling from. Okay, that there are two persons are doing the same thing, so that you have something you will be doing because you have the efficiency to do double of what others are doing.
Yes. So here are the major difference between Kanban and Scrum. So we have Kanban. So they are in their approaches. Kanban is continuous workflow, while Scrum depends on time box iterations called sprint in most cases. Roles. There are no predefined roles within. We've not mentioned any roles within Kanban, but there are defined roles within Scrum. We have Scrum Master, development, PO, and then developers. Don't mind this thing. Work progress. Work is pulled as capacity allows. But in Scrum, work is planned in sprint cycles. WIP limit work in progress here. So there's limit work in progress. Here, no strict work in limit progress. So, but here we don't need it. Once you've already planned your work, I would say. So why do you need work in limit? And it's just one column as it is. It's within that one column of sprint backlog. You can have testing, you can have coding and this thing. So, but still, no working limit is being deployed in Scrum. But again, you can never tell. Cadence, continuous delivery, sprint-based delivery. So by this sprint-based delivery, it might not be absolutely right. So because you can have some delivery even before the end of the sprint, depending on what you're working on. I just made mention of you deploying, working on a live project, and you need something fixed immediately. Of course, both Kanban and Scrum can take care of that, can quickly fix it and push it into life. But on the book, Scrum is sprint-based delivery. Why going to commitment now? So for commitment, we have no required commitment per iteration. Here we have team commit to sprint backlog.
Okay.
We commit to sprint goal, not to sprint backlog. Our commitment is the sprint goal, but the sprint backlog is our artifact. So the commitment is sprint goal. So in this sprint, we are committed to deliver on the sign-off page. So we start to work on the sign-off page, and after the 2 weeks, we will be able to deliver the sign-off page and say, this is what we've done concerning the sign-off page. So that's
I was thinking about the waterfall. You mentioned the sign-off. Do we also do sign-off in the sprint?
I did not say I say sign up.
Oh, okay,
Sign up page.
off.
When you are delivering a website, so you want people to sign up before they enter the website, and then the sign up page. That was a sign up page. So we are delivering sign up page. In this sprint, we want to deliver the whole website, but in this sprint, we want to deliver the sign up page or the contact page or the landing page. That's what I meant by that, not sign up as in.
Okay.
So meetings as needed. So like I told you the other time when we were talking about the meeting, they may or may not do it, but here we have regularly sprint planning, daily Scrum review, and retrospective. So those are circumstance, and I think that's just ends it for Kanban brief. So in conclusion, as you've said, Kanban is a lean visual, and adaptable approach to managing workflow. Its strength lies in simplicity, visualization, limits workflow, and improving workflow, making it a powerful tool for teams seeking efficiency without rigid frameworks. Whether implementing on a physical board, just as we saw, or in electronic board like Jira, it thrives on continuous refinement, offering a dynamic alternative to time box method like Scrum. So for Jira content, for those using Jira, it's especially potent in team managed projects for flexibility. So that's just for Jira. But the main conclusion of it is that Kanban is a lean process that is flexible and used for visualization. So, and that ends our discussion today.
Oh,
Thank you.
fantastic. Fantastic. Thank you so
Any
much.
question?
I don't know, have questions now that I was asking the question along the line, so I don't forget.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
that's
I was
fine.
asking it, and
And if you remember anything, you
yeah,
can just shoot.
yeah, I was asking the question along the line. But you just mentioned something now. You say a Kanban Scrum. I was thinking that Scrum,
Scrum band.
no, sorry, Kanban Jira board. I was thinking
Yeah.
that the Jira board is specifically meant for Scrum.
No.
Ah,
No. Kanban and everything can be done on Jira, both Scrum
wow,
and Kanban. Yeah.
wow, wow. Then the Kanban, most company, do they use a digital one or the physical board? Which one?
Of course, everybody is using digital board now.
Ah, for
Eh,
Kanban.
Yeah, everybody is using digital board.
Because that example you showed for the Japanese something, I know it has been a long time. They were using a sticker, stick it on the board, and that I've seen a lot of people doing it, stick it on the board and come and remove it and put it here. Some of those
Yeah,
things.
so typically most organizations use electronic, but some, if you have your people coming to work,
The office.
you can still use the Kanban, you can still use the sticky board.
But using the Kanban in the Jira or in the digitally, does it resemble exactly how it looks like in the board? All those stickers. Is it
No,
something okay?
no,
Okay.
it's not how it looks. Like it's well structured, and this you
Wow.
just when you open each of the tickets, you find more information that you want there that you have imputed there.
Wow.
So
Ha.
we'll get there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm trusting God at the point of doing all those things, practical things that assuming that, yeah, Henry, you got this job, okay, come and do for us, give me assignment, tasks to do. So I'll be able to open it.
Yeah,
Now
yes.
when they open it and look at it, my head will go blank because I have not practiced it with the board. You got the job, you got the interview, but you cannot practice it. Thank you so much. I appreciate